But I couldn't travel and do management consulting anymore. I couldn't stand up in front of audiences and speak anymore. I couldn't find the time to even work on any of my books anymore because I was constantly in treatment, doing research to find out what was wrong with me, taking care of my bowel situation, which even today takes about 2 hours a day, to do the things I need to do just to compensate for not having that function. And I have to figure out everything by myself, because no doctor will even sit and discuss it with me, what the options are, what you maybe could do. No one will even help. So that's how I've lived so far. And then, in about a year and change ago, I basically ran completely out of money because I was spending all the money I had on treatments just to stay alive and function. And luckily, I'd sold a lot of my homes before the market crashed. I was doing luxury rentals. I just did everything that I could. And despite the fact that I was so twisted and in so much pain, I didn't ever take a nap once during the day. I didn't sit my butt on the couch once and watch TV. All of these years, I had to be, every minute from the time I get up, attentive to taking care of myself, doing the things I need to make my body function, and go out and take care of my investments in my property to make money, to keep going, to keep going, to keep going. And fighting for my rights, fighting with the insurance companies, sending letters to doctors all over this country asking for help with my what's called neurogenic bowel dysfunction, having no bowel dysfunction. Find lots of articles about it, on PubMed and online about what it is and how it's often caused by car accidents, and how the #1 way people die after they get neurogenic bowel dysfunction is suicide, which I totally understand because it's so difficult to live with that every single day. And a lot of times it seems hopeless that you can't go on, especially when there's no one to help you deal with it. And my understanding is that if it's not diagnosed and identified soon after an accident, you will probably never get that function back, because either they have to operate right away and restore the nerve function, or it's gone. In my case, I'm still waiting for a surgery for a lumbar disc herniation that causes me horrible pain, sciatica. That injury is exactly in the same area where a lot of the nerves run through to your bowel. And I can't even get that surgery from the health insurance company, because they just deny you and delay you and put you through this rigmarole of crap that's unbelievable, even when they know you need the surgery and they're obligated to give it to you. So what ultimately happened is I ran out of money. I had to start selling my possessions one by one on Craigslist just to survive and pay for treatments and food. And I did that. I sold hundreds of things. I sold all the appliances out of my own home and lived without appliances for 9 months. That means no refrigerator, no stove, no washing machine, nothing. Then I had to sell my furniture, so I lived in my own home without furniture. Meanwhile, I was selling everything in my homes, my other homes that were rentals, to friends. Luckily I had beautiful things, so friends would buy almost my whole house worth of furniture. Even today I could go to friends' homes and, feel comfortable because it looks like my house, because it's everything that I designed and decorated. So I'm very grateful that people did that for me. But eventually I lost, I think, 4 properties. I lost my primary home and have been living in my car for months. And, I have a master's degree in my field. I worked my ass off my entire life. Anyone who knows me will tell you I worked 70 hours a week. I was hugely athletic. That was my social life. My release was being athletic. I was a fitness model. I was a poster child for health. To date, I still have never eaten at a fast food restaurant. I teach people how to take care of themselves and how to recover from serious illness, how to stay well. I went through burnout myself as a VP of a company, and I wrote a book about that because it's so serious and doctors don't identify it. People need to learn how to recognize the symptoms of that and heal themselves. And here I've been forced all these years to live with an insane amount of stress and pain that, of course, has been burning me out. And all of this by myself, I have had no one to help all of this time. And what I can't even ever think about, because I feel like it would destroy me, is the fact that I can't even be a girl. I can't even have a boyfriend. I can't have a sexual relationship. I can't do anything because I still have these injuries that need to be attended to. I need surgery. I can't have any weight on my body, on my back, on my neck because of these serious injuries. And no one's helping me get them fixed.
Okay.
I finally found myself, thank God, a technique called Atlas Orthogonal Technique, which is a specialty form of chiropractic that puts the atlas back in place. I found that out myself 4.5 years into my injury, and I started getting that treatment. Now, all these chiropractors that I saw for all those years, they were just adjusting and adjusting me, and I would stand up and say, I still feel bad. I mean, I'm in such pain. It didn't help. Any of them should have known to check the atlas, because if that's out, obviously the entire spine's going to be out and it's not going to go back in. None of them did. Despite the fact that I was in such pain, I was sometimes sobbing in the offices of these chiropractors. No one ever sent me for an MRI. I got an MRI myself 4.5 years after my accident. Because I read something about herniated discs, and I'm like, wow, that sounds like what's wrong with me. I've been to medical doctors too. No one identified the most obvious things. So then I find out from the MRIs, I have 6 bulging discs, 1 herniated disc, which is what was causing the horrible sciatica, and possibly my bowel dysfunction. Of course, because my atlas was out, that causes a lot of neurological injury because the brainstem is compromised. And the medical doctors say, we don't believe in atlas displacement. We don't believe that vertebra in your back can move, because they don't believe in chiropractic for some unknown reason. This is the electrical system of your body. If you have a kink in the works, things are not going to work. And I had such severe neurological symptoms. I have a huge binder. The binder is 4 inches thick. Of over 450 treatments that I have had, and I've taken that binder to every doctor I've been to, and not one doctor has even looked at the binder. They won't even open the cover. They treat you, you're the patient. You're just the patient. How could you possibly know everything? Why would we bother looking at your history? And they've done nothing for me. I've had the most inane things. Oh, you know, maybe you should get a pap smear. Oh, you know, maybe we should do an osteoporosis check. Nothing for my serious spinal injuries. I finally got a neurologist. I had to go through unbelievable things just to find a neurologist within the state health plan, because eventually I ended up on food stamps and the state health plan in Arizona. And they pay. It's amazing. I think they've paid more than $80,000 in the last 9 months for things these doctors order, most of which are completely unrelated to anything that I need, except for the fact that I keep getting ambulanced to the hospital because I'll wake up with paralysis of my legs, of my hands, have seizures. I mean, life-threatening things that scare the hell out of me. And pain so bad that when the paramedics get there, my blood pressure is 140. Which is an indication of severe pain. And I've had to live through all of this because no insurance company and no doctor will just do the most basic things to get me fixed. It's not that hard. I found the person to take care of my atlas myself. I'm still in treatment, but it's been holding now for almost a month at a time. And that's huge for me, because when the atlas is in place and my spine isn't rotated, I'm not in such severe pain and I can walk. I'm still not at the point where I've been able to exercise. So for 5 years, I've had no exercise. And I know how important exercise is.